Have you ever just fallen into a fantasy world? One that feels completely unique, maybe messes with how you think about magic, or even power itself?
That feeling is pretty incredible, isn't it?
It really is. And today, we're diving deep into a series that I think delivers exactly that. Brandon Sanderson's original Mistborn Trilogy.
Ah, yes, the Final Empire, the Well of Ascension, and the Hero of Ages. A modern classic for sure.
Definitely. We're basing this deep dive on a really insightful review that digs into why this series hits so hard for so many readers.
Right. And our goal here is pretty simple. Unpack why this trilogy is seen as so innovative, so satisfying.
We want to pull out those core insights for you.
Exactly. We'll look at the magic, the politics, the characters, how it all weaves together into something, well, special. By the end, you'll really get why people rave about Mistborn.
Okay, let's unpack this unique setting then. Because Sanderson just throws you right in, doesn't he?
He really does. No gentle easing in here.
You've got this world where ash is just constantly falling.
Yeah.
Everything's gray.
And the nights have those oppressive mists swirling around.
And looming over it all is the Lord Ruler, this God King figure who's been in charge for 1,000 years. It's instantly bleak.
It is, and it feels so different from, typical fairy tale castles and Greenfields fantasy. It's dystopian, almost industrial in a weird way.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
The ash, the scarred land, it all reflects the society, decaying under this absolute tyrant. It says a really specific, desperate mood from page 1.
And the social structure feels disturbingly real, too. This rigid divide between the nobles and the ska, the oppressed workers.
Oh, absolutely. It makes the world feel grounded, believable, even with all the magic.
What do you think makes that oppression, or maybe the fight against it, feel so relevant even now?
Well, I think it's that starkness, the casual cruelty of the nobility versus the sheer desperation of the ska. It really hammers home how entrenched power systems can become, however unfair. And it makes that spark of rebellion feel incredibly vital. The world isn't just background, it's like the pressure cooker for the whole story.
Okay, so the world is bleak but fascinating. But here's where it gets really interesting for a lot of people. The magic.
Ah, Sanderson's signature.
Right, he's known for these hard magic systems. Magic that has rules, limitations. It's not just waving a wand.
Exactly. It feels thought out, almost engineered. And the main one here is Allomancy.
Which involves eating metal.
Basically, yeah. You ingest specific metals, and then you burn them internally to get powers.
Like what kind of powers?
All sorts. Burning pewter makes you incredibly strong. Tin enhances your senses. Steel lets you push on nearby metals, propelling yourself or objects away.
And iron lets you pull on them. That's how they do that sort of pseudo-flight, right?
Precisely. It feels almost scientific. The rules are clear, so when someone pushes off a coin to leap over a building, you understand the physics of it? Kinda.
It makes the action scenes feel really clever and tactical, not just chaotic.
Totally grounded.
And then he layers more systems on top in the later books.
Right, you get Feruchemy, which is about storing attributes like strength or memories and metal mind objects to draw on later.
A bit like a magical battery?
Sort of, yeah. And then there's Hemalurgy, which is much darker.
Yeah, that one's pretty grim, involving spikes and stealing powers.
It's violent and has serious costs. But these systems aren't just tacked on. They deepen the lore, raise the stakes, and for fans who follow his other work, they tie into the broader Cosmere.
His interconnected universe, yeah. That's a whole other deep dive.
Yeah, definitely. But what makes the magic here truly brilliant, I think, isn't just the cool mechanics.
What is it then?
It's how integrated it is. It shapes the society, the economy, the power dynamics, even how cities are built. It's not just a weapon, it's woven into the fabric of the world.
That's a great point. It makes everything feel more cohesive.
Exactly. Every fight, every political maneuver feels rooted in how this magic actually works.
But even the coolest magic system needs compelling characters to make you care. And Mistborn really delivers here, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The character arcs are, for me, the real heart of the trilogy. Growth, doubt, tough choices. It's all there.
Let's start with Vin, the protagonist.
Right. She starts as this incredible, damaged, mistrustful street kid, thinks she's cursed.
And then discovers she's Mistborn, one of the most powerful magic users possible. Her journey is just, wow.
It really is. From that deep-seated fear and self-doubt to becoming a leader, a symbol of hope. It's captivating. And she never loses that vulnerability, even when she's incredibly powerful. That balance feels very human.
Totally agree. And then you have Kelsier.
The survivor of Hathsin. the charismatic mentor figure in book one.
Such an infectious, almost reckless energy. He's the one who really kicks off the rebellion.
He is. And even though his path takes a tragic turn, his influence just looms over the entire series. He's unforgettable.
Definitely. And what about Elend Venture? His transformation is pretty significant, too.
It's hugely significant. He starts as this idealistic nobleman, loves reading philosophy, seems almost out of place.
A bit naive, maybe.
Yeah, initially. But circumstances force him to grow into this pragmatic, yet still compassionate ruler. It's a tough journey for him.
And his relationship with Vin is such a core part of the story.
It really is. It anchors the whole thing emotionally, showing how these two very different people find strength in each other amidst all the chaos.
Okay, but we have to talk about Savized.
Oh, Sazized. Possibly my favorite character.
He might be mine, too. The Terrace Steward, the keeper of lost religions.
His journey is just profound, wrestling with faith, history, doubt, especially as the world seems to be ending around him.
And his role in the finale, I mean, without spoilers, is just incredibly significant and adds so much depth.
It really elevates the entire trilogy beyond just a rebellion story. It gives it this philosophical weight.
So if we connect this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
all these amazing characters in this detailed world, they're really serving some big themes.
Exactly. They're not just elements in isolation. They're interwoven to explore some really complex ideas.
Like hope and rebellion, obviously. That's central.
Right. Can a small group actually topple an immortal god king? What does it take to ignite genuine change against impossible odds? The books constantly grapple with that.
It makes you think, what level of sacrifice is needed?
And tied into that is the theme of faith and doubt.
Which you see so clearly with Sazed.
Absolutely. He literally carries the weight of hundreds of dead religions trying to find truth or meaning.
This raises an important question the books explore. What do you believe in when all evidence seems to point towards despair?
Exactly. It's that tension between belief, skepticism, the desperate search for meaning. And what's great is that Sazed's internal struggle has massive world-altering consequences. It's not just navel-gazing.
No, the stakes are incredibly high.
Which grounds that philosophical exploration.
And then there's the whole question of power and responsibility.
A huge one in Sanderson's work generally, but especially here.
Who should have power? Does absolute power always corrupt, even if you start with good intentions?
The trilogy really digs into that, particularly with characters like Elend trying to rule justly after the Lord Ruler falls. It's messy and difficult.
It feels very relevant looking at, well, history and the world today.
Sadly, yes.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly and talk about the pacing and plot structure.
Yeah.
Because Sanderson has a very particular style here.
He does, and people have even coined a term for his endings.
The Sanderlanche.
Exactly. That avalanche of twists, revelations, and action that hits you in the last 100 pages or so of each book.
And in Mistborn, they are truly epic. Things you thought you knew get completely flipped upside down.
It's breathtaking, honestly. He plants these tiny seeds, sometimes hundreds of pages earlier, and then they all bloom at once in the climax.
It makes rereading them really rewarding, too, spotting all the clues.
Definitely. But each book leading up to that lanch has its own feel.
Right. Book 1, The Final Empire, feels like, what, a heist movie almost?
Yeah, a heist mixed with a revolution. It's fast-paced, full of action and discovery. Thrilling.
Then Book 2, The Well of Ascension, changes things up.
It does. It becomes much more about political maneuvering, the difficulties of actually running a city, defending it from sieges. It's slower, maybe.
Some people find it slower, yeah.
But it's crucial for developing characters like Elend and exploring the burdens of leadership. The character work is incredibly rich there.
Absolutely. And then The Hero of Ages, the finale.
Just epic, apocalyptic stakes. Everything comes together. All the mysteries planted across the first two books, even things you didn't realize were mysteries, get resolved. It's one of the most satisfying conclusions in fantasy, I think.
I'd agree with that. The payoff is immense.
Yeah.
And Sanderson's writing style facilitates all this, right? It's very clear.
It is. It's accessible, very focused on plot and character. Not overly ornate or poetic, perhaps.
Right, it's functional in the best way.
Yeah.
It gets the story told effectively.
And his attention to detail in structuring the plot, hiding clues in plain sight, it's just masterful. He knows exactly how to build suspense and deliver those payoff moments.
So let's try on some of the big strengths then. We've hit on a lot of them.
Okay, well, number one has to be the magic system, right? Allomancy, Feruchemy, they're just so innovative and logical.
Groundbreaking, really. They feel like part of the world's physics. Then, the characters. Vin, Kelsier, Elend, sized, memorable, complex, and they genuinely grow and change.
Definitely. The themes, too, hope, faith, power, sacrifice, they resonate really deeply.
And that ending. We keep coming back to it, but the way the whole trilogy resolves is just incredibly well executed and satisfying.
It really sticks the landing.
Now, are there any common criticisms or, let's say, nuances?
Well, as we mentioned, some people find the middle book, The Well of Ascension, a bit slow because of the heavy focus on politics.
Though we agreed that pacing is kind of necessary for the character arcs.
Exactly, it serves a purpose. And the prose style, while clear and effective, might not appeal to readers looking for more lyrical, descriptive writing like you might find in, say, Tolkien or Rothfuss.
It's more straightforward.
Yeah.
Which works for the story he's telling.
Precisely. It's a stylistic choice, not necessarily a flaw, but something potential readers might notice.
Okay, so overall verdict. We're calling this a modern masterpiece, right?
I think that's fair. It blends this unique kind of grim setting with brilliant magic, deep character work, and compelling themes about politics and philosophy.
You get the thrilling action, the suspense, but also real emotional depth.
Absolutely. So, who should read this?
Well, obviously fans of epic fantasy. Anyone who loves a good, complex magic system.
Definitely. And readers who enjoy that mix of action, political intrigue, and really thoughtful character development and philosophical questions.
It kind of hits that sweet spot between thrilling plot and deeper substance.
It really does. It's a fantastic entry point into Sanderson's work, too, if you haven't read him before.
Okay, so to wrap up, let's leave our listeners with something to chew on, a final thought.
Right.
If this story shows us anything, it's that a seemingly unbreakable 1,000-year tyranny can be challenged, even overthrown, by a small group driven by hope and, well, unconventional kinds of power. So, the thought is this. What structures in our own world, things that seem just as impossible to change, might actually be more vulnerable than we think, if faced with that same kind of unwavering hope and maybe a different way of thinking about power?